Owens, the Cypher. Prepare for another all-nighter.
On the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
She's saying a whole wave of things have been put out there about this, and it's just crazy. Everybody, every station you turn to or everything you read on the internet has some type of different angle that they're taking with this thing right now.
I just think the fact that, and remember we talked about this last Sunday, and what was good is I think we were dead on about a couple things. The first thing we talked about was that Bob Kraft was not going to make any moves until pretty much some type of arrest was made, and that happened according to exactly how the Patriots organization operates. As soon as that arrest happened, boom, he was done. Even though I think that
immediately
those cards were on the table when they kind of turned him away from the practice facility in the first place. I think the other thing that we talked about that was key is that as much evidence as they had, the fact that a warrant hadn't been issued at that time seemed a little strange. And I think at that point we said they're on to something else that we just obviously don't know about. And it comes into these double homicides that happens, in 2012. And that to me is just amazing. If he's found guilty of this stuff, I don't know what to think about this. And what I find more disturbing, if you've watched any of this on the news, is he is the calmest person I've ever seen being charged with murder to this magnitude. Nothing in his disposition ever changes. He seems as if, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah, and my whole thing is, it still comes back to the gang thing. I hate to keep dwelling on that, but they were analyzing his tattoos, and then he comes out, the real funny part is he comes out with all the tattoos covered up when they arrest him and do the whole perp walk thing. His arms were inside of his shirt. I've never seen that before, ever.
Well, that's smart. I'm sure that his attorney said to him, look, we need to cover this up because this is not something you want people to run with. Because any smart reporter who will probably look at these tattoos, and people are going to look at this from every angle to figure, is it gun affiliated? Is he just a sociopath that randomly kills people? It still honestly makes no sense when you talk about a player who got a $12 million signing bonus, not guaranteed dollars, but signing bonus. So much a part of the Patriots organization, a starter. For this to be going on and to go back as far as, look at this. You're talking about a double homicide back last year in 2012. Then in Florida, you have a shooting of a guy who gets shot in the face and the arm and he's paralyzed. And now you have this. We're talking about possibly in a 12-month span. Aaron Hernandez, being being a wise guy? What's going on?
Yeah, that dude, I don't know. Maybe he's been watching a little too much of Dexter. I have no idea. But what was very interesting was Matt Light, the guard for the New England Patriots. He came out with a statement. He said, I never talk about other guys, but I would say I have never embraced, never believed in anything Aaron Hernandez stood for. So I would be not shocked, but it seems as if they kind of knew what was going on, at least kind of knew his temperament or personality or maybe even his behavior in the locker room and kind of just stood away from the guy. So you got ex-teammates coming out saying, hey, I never dealt with the cat anyway. I always, kept him at a distance, didn't believe in anything he was doing.
It's easy to say that now, though.
Right.
It is easy to say that now.
I know what you mean. Right. I know what you mean.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe they knew something. It just never said anything. So, I don't know.
I guess in theory he wasn't put on the radar until recently where all the comments will come out. But, and you got to look at when teams, obviously, especially the Patriots, are one of the teams that really dig into character. And I think that's a great question for listeners. How much does character really matter when you're signing a player? I know a fan will say it doesn't matter, and it's probably a crapshoot that you can have someone that can have such a steep history. And actually, Hernandez in college had issues with some gun charges. So you're not talking about somebody who's exactly squeaky clean. And at one point when you're an organization, do you look at somebody and say, is this too big of a character flaw to deal with this, because it's possible it could come back and bite you? You never know. Because think about it, he got $12 million signing bonus, not guaranteed dollars, but that money is in his pocket. And how much should character really be evaluated when you talk about signing someone long term? Right now, the Patriots are in a bad situation between him being gone and obviously Gronk being out for a while. And then they let Welker go over to the Broncos. This is a team that's got some issues that they're going to have to try to figure out probably in free agency very quickly.
We'd like to hear what you think out there. 773-591-1690, 773-591-1690. You can drop us something on the old Twitter page as well, at the Sports Cypher.